being born and raised here in Atlanta, I know a lot of different areas and a lot about those different areas. And it's going to be my pleasure to take you all around the city, show you all the different suburbs, to show you the real estate in those areas, what you can get and how far your dollar goes. And that's why a lot of people now are considering Atlanta. But it's going to be a ton of fun to walk around the different cities, to show you, again, different opportunities for restaurants and where you can eat, where you can live, work, and play. It's just going to be a ton of fun. So here we go. So you're thinking about making a move to North Atlanta, and you are maybe considering, Sandy Springs or Doraville or Norcross or East Cobb or Marietta. There's a lot of different cities all around North Atlanta that you may be interested in. This is the right channel for you, though. In this video series, we're going to cover everything that you need to know about North Atlanta. Today, I'm standing in the middle of City Springs here in Sandy Springs, Georgia. This is one of the cities or one of the suburbs that you can live in North Atlanta. So today we're going to just tell you a little more about this channel. If this is your first time, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss a single video that we put out here. And again, if you're making a move to Atlanta, my team and I here in the Atlanta area help tons of people buy, sell, and invest in North Atlanta. And so we'd love to help you out. You can shoot us a text, a call, an email. You can even schedule a Zoom call here. And so today here in Sandy Springs, I'm just walking around looking at all the different houses that they've got set up here for the holidays. And so I'll walk you around here real quick, show you a little more of the city center. And then we'll get into the areas that we cover here in the North Atlanta area. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, shoot a text, an email, a call. We'd love to hear from you. So as I said, this is Sandy Springs City Center. This is called City Springs. So this is the government building. All of the government offices are over there. And it is Christmas time. So you see you've got the tree. Oh, you can't see the tree over there, but I'll drive you by there here in just a moment. But anyway, all of the different businesses and organizations have set up their little houses here all around City Center. And just a really cool little thing. They just did a parade here for the holidays. But at this particular venue, they do concerts on the green here. They do, live events, obviously. They did the Veterans Day celebration here as well one year. So this is the heart, if you will, of the city, and really just shows off the kind of mix of, you've got residential there, you've got a bunch of businesses over here, you've got government here. There's a full-blown theater over there where they do comedy events and live music, orchestra type stuff as well. So anyway, but let's go back to the office and we will start to show you what the different areas all around North Atlanta look like and what you can expect. Okay, so we're back here in the office and just wanted to kind of show you guys what area we're talking about when we talk about North Atlanta. So we'll start over here to the west and we'll drag down from Marietta all the way down to the Midtown and Buckhead area right in here, and then Midtown here, downtown Atlanta obviously right in here. So I live in Sandy Springs. You've got Dunwoody here to the east. So when we talk about the area that we serve, we're talking about all of North Atlanta. So starting in Midtown and coming all the way up to Sandy Springs, Roswell, Dunwoody to the north, and then like I said, Marietta out to the west, and then Norcross, Peachtree Corners, Johns Creek out to the east, and then everywhere in between. So when we talk about North Atlanta, this is the area that we're talking about. When we talk about, things to do around the city, there are tons of options. So not only do you have a ton of parks in different cities and municipalities, literally hundreds of them that you can get out and walk, hike, bike, tons of trail systems all throughout the city here, including the Beltline on the north side of Atlanta. In addition, of course, we have our World Championship Atlanta Braves out at Truist Field over here near the Cumberland area, just outside the perimeter. And this area here, I'm going to just draw a little circle or half circle, if you will. This little highway that kind of goes all the way around the north end of Atlanta is called the Perimeter and or I-285. And so when you hear people refer to the perimeter, that's what they're talking about. It's a big circle all the way around the city of Atlanta. Not exactly the most perfect circle, but you get the idea. So if we talk about ITP, that means inside the perimeter. If we're talking about OTP, we're talking about outside the perimeter. So Sandy Springs kind of straddles the perimeter here. So you have ITP Sandy Springs or OTP Sandy Springs. Same thing with Dunwoody. Once you get down into the perimeter, you've got Brookhaven here, Buckhead here, that's kind of straddles 475. And once you get down to Atlanta, you actually have Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Atlanta United play, as well as the Falcons, of course. But they also host concerts there and massive events for thousands and thousands of people. Monster Jam happens there every year as well, if you're into monster trucks. But really, there's just a ton to do, and you don't actually have to go down into the city to, enjoy the museums and the art exhibits. There are tons of opportunities for that outside the perimeter, but also just inside the perimeter. So you don't really have to go all that far. So a lot of people ask about the school systems here in the Atlanta area. So we have a great diversity of public and private schools. Here on the screen now, you'll actually see the private schools that I've pulled up kind of in North Atlanta. So you have Marist over here. That's a very well-known Catholic high school. And then you have Dunwoody, of course, Holy Innocents here in Sandy Springs, Mount Bethel just on the edge of East Cobb and Marietta. And so if you're looking at, potential opportunities for private schools, there is an abundance of private schools all over Metro and specifically North Atlanta. When it comes to public schools, though, you definitely, again, have a wide variety. Obviously, these are driven by district maps and the area that you live in. So you are assigned to a public school within a particular district, but tons of great schools. Some of the best schools in Georgia actually in Sandy Springs and Roswell, North Fulton, and then DeKalb County as well. And so when we're talking about schools, just a ton of different options that you have here all around North Atlanta. So I am just going to give you guys just a quick little view, if you will, around the city and the different cities that we cover and the different suburbs within those cities. So if we start to the south here, this is Midtown Atlanta. So downtown here where the World of Coca-Cola and all that stuff is, all of the main attractions, if you will, the Georgia Aquarium, all that stuff is downtown. Midtown is more of a residential area, less commercial, but you still have shopping and restaurants and all that type of stuff there. As you move further north, though, you get into the Buckhead area. Here is 75 north and south to the north and northwest, and then 85 kind of runs north and northeast as you come out of the city. So it kind of diverges away, and of course, both head north and south. They both converge, in the middle of the city. And then once you get to the south side, they separate again. But Georgia 400 here kind of runs up the DeKalb County and Fulton County borders. And so that defines, two different areas, two different school systems, two different cities and suburbs as you kind of run north and south. This East Chastain area, really, really nice area for real estate, some really nice homes. And, as we go deeper into this channel, we're going to break each one of these areas into their own playlist. So Buckhead will be one that will show you, what your different price points will get you in Buckhead. As we go into the Morningside area, and the Midtown area, and Smyrna and Vinings and Marietta, East Cobb, Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, Brookhaven and Buckhead. We're going to cover all of those really, really in depth here. So if you're considering one of these areas, would love for you to be a subscriber here. That way you can come back and check out on your area and what there is to do around that area, but also to get an idea as far as real estate goes, what different price points will get you in those areas. As we move a little more north and west here and come out of Buckhead, we move up towards like this West Paces area, the Vinings area over here. Again, ITP or just inside the perimeter. And then you have Smyrna out here, just OTP or outside the perimeter. This Cumberland area, again, where Truist Field is, just along the perimeter. This is the 285 and 75 interchange here. A lot of commercial development in this area. Some apartments, some single family, some townhome and condo developments in this area, but we'll also be going a lot more in depth with those as well. And then you get into Marietta, and the kind of like the downtown area here, the Big Chicken, which if you guys have ever driven through Atlanta, you kind of get an idea of what that looks like. Just a 3-story giant chicken here that signifies Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that's definitely one of the landmarks that several people, all around the city will use, a mile from the Big Chicken and stuff like that. So anyway, just a major landmark there. But as we move through East Cobb over here, again, you've got country clubs, you've got parks, you've got all sorts of things. This is actually the Chattahoochee River here. And this is a little known neighborhood here, the Chattahoochee Plantation. Not really talked about too much. But as we move a little bit further north, you've got Roswell to your north. And then if you come down 400 here, you get into Sandy Springs and then the Dunwoody area over here. And then you get over into Norcross and Doraville. If we come back south, you've got Brookhaven right here, North Brookhaven and then Brookhaven. And this whole area right here has just absolutely exploded in terms of real estate, mostly because a lot of the older homes that were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s are now being torn down and rebuilt with newer properties that are significantly larger. Most of the lots in this general area are anywhere from quarter acre, half acre, up to multiple acres. And so if you're looking for something that's, very unique, but maybe like a custom property, this would definitely be one of the areas to consider, especially with the amount of space and the amount of land that you get. We have PDK or DeKalb Peachtree Airport over here. For smaller commuter planes and stuff, nothing commercial coming in here. But of course, this whole area of North Atlanta here is anywhere from, say Midtown down here, all the way up to Sandy Springs. You're going to enjoy about a 20 to 30 minute commute to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, which is the world's largest and busiest airport. And they are continuing to expand that daily, it seems. But in terms of commute times, if you commute regularly to the airport, or if you travel quite a bit for business or pleasure, it's going to take you about 20 to 30 minutes from the North Atlanta area here to get down to the airport. Your other option, of course, is to hop on MARTA, which the furthest north transit station is going to be here at the North Spring station. And so the MARTA basically runs like a crosshair, if you will, very north and south, very east and west. That's the only downfall, I feel like, of commuting around Atlanta is our public transportation. It's not the best. It was definitely not well thought out of. While they are continuing to expand it, there are just not a lot of options. Now, there are buses and other ways you can get around the city. And certainly once you get downtown, it becomes significantly easier. But when you're out here in the suburbs, it is very, very difficult to navigate. And it's why most people rely on their cars. There's just not a whole lot of, things you can do there with public transportation. But it does exist, and Cobb County has their own transit system as well. So anyway, that's just a very high level look at North Atlanta. Again, we're going to go a lot deeper into each one of these areas, into each one of the cities and suburbs. So, I'd love for you to subscribe, to come back and check out the channel, especially if you're looking, and even if you live in Atlanta already, you may, be surprised by some of the things that come out in this channel and some of the things that we talk about. Mostly because these areas are changing and developing every single day. And so as we continue to dig into each one of these cities and suburbs, we're going to be talking a lot about real estate, what your dollar gets in that area, what type of product you can expect, whether it's townhome, single family home, or condo, and the opportunities that kind of exist within those. But if there's anything at all that you'd like to know more about North Atlanta, I'd love for you to leave a comment down here. You can always email me or text me or call me, or even set up a Zoom call. There is a link here in the channel art that you can always set that up. So if there's ever anything that we can do, any questions we can answer as far as living in North Atlanta goes, we'd love to have you come through and ask those questions. By all means, it'll help us, serve you better and give you a much better, sense of what you can expect once you actually do move here, especially if you're coming out of state. We have a ton of people moving from New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Diego, really all over the West Coast, Seattle. So if there's anything that we can do or any questions we can answer for you, we'd love to have those questions answered here as well. So feel free to leave them down in the comments. But that's going to be it for today. Please enjoy some of the, just video that I've shot from all around the city. A lot of the major landmarks and stuff that, again, you can expect in driving most of the major highways around Metro Atlanta. and specifically north. But again, if there's anything else that you'd like to see from North Atlanta, please just reach out anytime. We'd love to have you come along. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.